What's up, guys? Justin here with TheSketchUpEssentials.com. So in today's video, we're going to talk about how we can add slats to complex shapes inside of SketchUp. Let's go ahead and just jump into it. All right, so in this case, what we're going to have is we're going to have some kind of a surface like this one, maybe a long table or something like that. And what I want to do is I want to have a wood border around the outside. And then what I want to do with the wood border is I want to fill it in on the inside with slats. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to generate that wood border, right? So I'm just going to say this is maybe going to be 1.5 inches wide right here. And I'm just going to push pull this up. Maybe we'll call it 3.5 inches. Like this. And so what I've got now is I've got the shape that I want that kind of like wood slat surface to go inside of. And so one thing that I like to do with something like this is I'm going to group this geometry, but before I do it, I want to generate a face. So I'm just going to draw a line across it. I'm just going to select the face, maybe do a double click on it. I'm going to right click, I'm going to make that a group. And then I'll triple click on the other piece and I'll make that a group as well, because I'm probably going to use the face in here in a minute as kind of a plane that I can use in order to help me cut out the material. But what you could do is you could come in here and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to find the middle of this object using a guide right here. So we'll just make sure that we find the center. And what we need to do is we need to add slats. Now, what a lot of people might do is they might come in here and they might start just modeling this out. So I'm going to say this is going to be, we'll say these would be 1/2 inch slats, right? So I might do a 0.5 right here. I'll draw a line across and do a 0.5 right here in the other direction. And now I'm ready to start drawing the slats. Now, the manual way to do this would be to come in here and try to kind of draw this across manually. And just keep drawing the different parts and pieces, right? So we would model one of these, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hide this right here. And then what we would have to do is for every single one of these, we would have to kind of like fill them in around the outside. It would just be a ton of work, right? We don't necessarily want to do that. So what I'm going to do instead of modeling these one by one is I'm actually going to model these and use the solid tools function in order to basically use this surface in order to cut out the edge. So what I want to do with these, and I'm just going to take these edges and I'm just kind of using the stickiness of the geometry in SketchUp, and I just want to extend these beyond this surface right here, right? I'm going to go ahead and push pull these up. We'll say these are maybe going to be 5/8 of an inch thick, maybe not even that thick, maybe 1/2 inch right here. And so what I've got is I've got one of these pieces. Well, what I want to do is I want to triple click on this and I want to make this a group. And then I need to basically repeat these so that they cover the whole surface of this object. Okay, and so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap the M key, I'm going to tap Control to go to copy mode, I'm going to move this over right here, and then I'm going to add whatever that gap is in here. So maybe it's going to be 1/8 of an inch, or that seems a little big, maybe we'll say it's a 1/16 of an inch. And so then what I can do is I can just use the Move tool in copy mode to create an array, right? So I'm going to select this object, I'm going to tap M. Remember that I can set a base point off of my object right here. So I can just basically set this relative to this point over here, and then I can type in times or star and a number of copies. So times 5 or times 10 times 15 even. I just need this to extend beyond that edge over here. And then we can just select these. I'll deselect this one right here and I'll just use the flip tool in copy mode. So I'm just going to click and drag this plane, tap Control, then flip this across the middle. Now this goes in both directions, right? So what I've got is I've got basically a flat surface in here, and what I want to do is I want to use this surface that I created on the inside in order to cut that out. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of this, I'm going to deselect my guide, and I'm going to right click and I'm going to make it a group. Right? So I've got a bunch of solid objects inside of a group. And I'm going to go ahead and toggle those off just for a second so I can see this surface. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this surface in order to interact with that object. Remember, you're going to have a gap around the outside. So what I want to do is I want to double click in here and I want to offset this in by 1/8 of an inch right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to delete out the outside. Now, you might notice that if you single click around the outside, you'd have to pick up all of these edges individually. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to use a trick that I use a lot for cabinets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on this object. That'll pick up this face and the connected edges. Well, then I'm going to do a shift double click to select this surface. Then I'll do a shift double click again to deselect the surface. So what that did is that basically selected the perimeter and the bounding edges, and then it deselected this face and its bounding edges, leaving me only the outside. Well, now if I hit the delete key like this, now I've got this shape in here with a gap. And so now what I need is I need this object to be 3D, right? Well, because this is just a simple shape in here, if I just use the push-pull tool to extrude this up, and I'm also going to extrude it down a little bit because I just want to make sure it fully intersects with my slats right here. Well, now I have a solid group right here that I can interact with this object. Well, the problem with this right now is this is not a solid. It's a collection of solids, right? But what we can do is we can double click in here, and because these are all solid objects, we can use solid tools in order to work with them. So I'm going to right click and toggle on solid tools. Well, in this case, I want to pick up all of these objects, and I want to use this first option, which is outer shell. What that'll do is that'll take all of these objects and it'll make them one solid group right here. Well, then I can just right click and I can explode this, and I'm left with a solid group in my model. Well, because of that, I have a solid group and a solid group right here. Now, a lot of the time what we've done is we've used this in order to remove material, right? We've used the subtract function in the past, and what we could do is we could use this to subtract this object from this object right here. That's the opposite of what we want, right? Because we want these left in here. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to use this last option, which is split. So split is going to basically preserve all of the geometry. So what that means is that you can use this object to split this object right here. Well, notice how now you've got all of these different parts and pieces in here, right? This remains an object, this remains an object, and then the one in the middle is the one that we want. So I can go ahead and I can delete this, and I can delete this, and what that's done is that's left me with the geometry in the middle. Well, now all I have to do is just take this geometry, move it down right here, and align it with the surface. Well, now you've got this slat system inside of your table right here, and you're ready to go. So this is a functionality I've been using more and more. As soon as I found out you could join all of those individual objects together into a single solid, that makes solid modeling so much easier. So leave a comment below. Let me know if you knew how to do this. I just love having that conversation with you guys. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks, guys.